I'd like to call the regular board meeting to order. At this time is Pastor Lisa Knapp. I hope I get it right. Is she here? Is the pastor here? No pastor is here? Mr. Green, I'm putting you on the spot tonight. Thank you. Just a second, Coach. We got to get to prayer. We got to get to prayer.
All right, let us pray. God, we just lift up our administrators, teachers, students as we get ready to come back to school. God, we lift up our meeting tonight and the business that we will conduct, and we pray that it's pleasing to your will. God, we pray for our board members as they make decisions, God, and we just ask your blessings on our upcoming school year. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Green. We're now down to the item C, which is the adoption of the agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Mr. Secretary?
It's in your folder, Coach. It's minutes from June 25th. Schedule regular board meeting June 25th. Okay. Mr. President, I'd like to, that we make a motion that we approve our minutes from June 2026 regular meeting.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I make a second.
It's been,
I'll make a second.
it's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion is approved. Mr. Superintendent, before I hand you your general comments, do you mind if I make a statement, please?
Not at all.
I just want to make note that the Vicksburg Warren School District requests an annual dollar amount for our district's budget. We are limited on how much we can request by state law. We can only request 55 meals of the asset valuation of the county. For the last 6 fiscal years, our request has remained steady, despite receiving $3.7 million less than what we requested over the same period of time. We anticipate our request this year to remain flat, although we are facing a deficit budget due to rising costs in utility, fuel, goods and services, and partially funded mandates. The district does not assess property or set property values. We have been fiscally responsible with what we have received while focusing on providing great educational experiences for our students. We remain committed to being good stewards over our budget, even though we're having rising costs of educating students and potentially significant cuts from the federal funding. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent.
Thank you. Appreciate that statement. We want to get started with some district updates for our parents who are watching. I've asked Mr. Green to talk about some things that we're emphasizing and some new things that's come up from the last legislative session.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
All righty, good evening, board.
Good evening.
So Dr. Holloway asked me to come up and give a few updates on some things that will be changing for this upcoming year. One, in the recent couple of board meetings, there has been brought before y'all some changes in our meal applications. For the last several years, probably 7 or 8, we have been a part of the CEP program, where all of our students eat for free. Our students will still be eating for free, all of them at all of our sites, but several of our locations will have to start filling out meal applications again. Those locations are Beechwood, Beaumar, Bovina, Redwood, Warren Junior, and Warren Central High School. And then the students from AOI and RCEC that are in that Warren Central feeder pattern as well. We are doing this, as was stated just a second ago by Mr. Sturgis, with rising costs for food and the ability to feed our kids. We have to get some more revenue back into our meal program. And so our students will all still eat for free at all of our locations, but it is vitally important that at those locations our parents fill out meal applications. They can do that in one of 2 ways. We have an online link that will be sent out tomorrow for them to start doing that. I tried to do that ahead of time so I could be the first one for my kids to have a meal application done, and it was not live. So it will be live tomorrow. And then we also still have paper copies that parents will be able to fill out if they would like a paper copy. So it is vitally important because year 1 is what the next 4 years will be based off of for our Provision 2 schools. So the more students that fill out those applications, the more potential revenue we can bring into our meal program. The deadline for that is in September, so parents will start seeing a lot of communication coming out about making sure they fill out those lunch applications.
I saw something in the news that Canton was losing.
Correct.
Did they not fill it out, or
So,
from the previous year?
what
We don't
hap-
want to be in that situation.
Yeah, so what happens is, depending on how many of our students at certain locations eat breakfast and lunch with us, you have a threshold. And if you don't meet that threshold in the CEP program, then you can potentially lose it. So that needle moves every 4 years, which is why some of our schools are dropping back to this Provision 2. And we're not in the same situation as Canton, where our CEP program is going away. We're still able to eat for free, but we have to reintroduce the meal applications. So the parent fills the meal application out, and that is 1 per household. We do have a tracking document on our end, so if you have students that, say you have a baby that's at Beechwood, and then one that's at Warren Junior, and then one that is at the high school, they don't have to fill out 1 application. They'll have all their names on it. And then internally, we'll track that to make sure that that information gets back to all those schools. So, need to fill out. Yes, sir.
Have you looked at the form?
I have.
I asked that question, how long?
So the form, Mr. Sturgis, is actually like an 11 by 17 form. It's
This is
kind
a
of.
federal form, not-
It is.
It's
It
not our
is.
form.
It is not our form.
Yeah.
Of course, the online application is just type in, fill in the blank. We would encourage if you have that ability, because that will sync overnight, and we will know the next morning if that family has filled out that application. If they fill out the paper application, then we have to process that, and it's a little bit longer. We'll still get the same information, but just take a little bit longer. But if you have the ability to fill out that online form, we would like for you to fill out the online form.
So other than sending out reminders, which I know we're going to do, is there anyone that, because this is so impactful to the district, is there any resource we have that we can dial for dollars and call people if we need to?
Yes, sir.
Because we cannot miss it. I mean, if
Yes.
we qualify for it, the sad thing is, you could qualify for it but not get it because you didn't do the paperwork.
Correct.
And we don't want that.
Correct.
If we don't qualify for it and everyone does the paperwork, that's fine. But I don't want us to need it and not have done the paperwork.
Right. So at the school level, we have created checklists. You know, at the beginning of the school year, and I know parents, this gets a little bit annoying, but we always have a bunch of paperwork for you to fill out at every school. So we have included the application on all those checklists, and so teachers will be helping keep up with this. If little Johnny and his family has filled this out, they'll check that out. We won't annoy you anymore. But if you haven't, you're going to continue to get inundated by text message, phone calls, until we can get that application filled out.
And to your point, Mr. Pratt, if I may, if there is a deficit in child nutrition, then the district has to pick it up.
Correct.
You know, and those food cost is high. I've been in districts where we've had to supplement the child nutrition program $500,000. Has to come from somewhere. So I'm glad you made that point about its importance.
One other thing, Mr. Green, is there a percentage that, a target, I hate to say 90% or, but because, you know, some people will hit that target, but is there a percentage that we
So
desperately need to hit?
there is not a percentage that it's not like we have to get to 70%. But depending on what our percentage is this year, that's what the next 4 years will be based off of. So on the reimbursable revenue that we get, if we get 100% of our students to fill out the lunch applications in these schools, then we could qualify for 100% reimbursement. If only 80% fill it out, then the highest we could get would be 80% of that reimbursement. So it's very
It's a big-
important that this year we get everybody to fill out those applications.
Would you name those schools one more time
Yes, sir.
for me, please?
Beechwood, Bomar, Bovina, Redwood, Warren Junior, and Warren Central High School.
So is this a one-time application?
It
You said
is.
the next 4 years are based off of it, so.
So for our baseline, yes. I believe we will still have to fill these out every year.
Okay.
If we, in subsequent years, if somebody were to not fill it out, it won't be as detrimental. But this year, we need to try to capture 100% if possible. Okay. A few more updates. Last month, you've probably seen, we have to resubmit the handbook to y'all. There are some attendance changes that are going out statewide because some state law changed. We did not get trained on those until the day after last month's board meeting. And so those changes were not in the handbook then, but we have resubmitted those. But basically, in a nutshell, there's just a handful of changes with attendance. In recent years, we have been on a 63% threshold for attendance. If you attend 63% of the day, then you are counted present. If you're not there 63% of the day, then you're counted absent. The state has moved that to 66% of the day. Previously, it did not account for non-instructional time, so lunch, recess, things like that. What they're doing now is it's from beginning bell to ending bell. So if you start at 8 o'clock and your last bell is at 3:45, well, it's 66% of that time that you have to be present. We have been sending that out to our schools. A lot of our schools have communicated that with parents. If you have a full schedule, for elementary and middle school, you know, everybody's schedule is pretty much the same. So we have definitive times that if you check in by this time, you're good. If you check out after this time, you're good. High school is a little bit different. You know, if you've got a senior that doesn't have a full schedule, maybe they have early release on the end of their schedule so they can go to their after-school job, it would be of the periods that are on their schedule. So it'd be 66% of the 4 periods instead of the 5 periods that are on their schedule.
So are we going to somehow calculate that for those schools so they know?
Yes, we have sent that out. The only one that it gets a little bit cumbersome is the high schools because some kids have unique schedules at the high school. But everybody else, it's a set time, and we have communicated that with the schools. Another change that's in the attendance changes, previously a parent could submit a parent letter for up to 5 excused absences. Now that is only 3. So any absence that you want to be excused past 3, that has to be accompanied by a doctor's note. And then in that, you can only have 5 excused absences per semester, so 10 total for the year. Anything above and beyond that, we can excuse that, but either Dr. Holloway, Dr. McGee, or myself have to excuse that. And there has to be documentation of why we're excusing that. So this is in legislation that's trying to promote better attendance within our schools.
Parents need to realize that our attendance rate has drastically fallen since COVID. They didn't come back. It hasn't come back
Yep.
the way it is. And we're, if the schools are going to be responsible to educate children the children have to be here to be educated. But weren't there also some added teeth to that if you are excessively absent?
Yes, so there is some procedural changes as well that are accompanied in that, and that's more internal for the district. Some of the thresholds for us reporting to our attendance officers have changed, as well as when we have to intervene with intervention attendance plans for our students. Some of those dates have moved up, where used to it was 10, now we have to start that documentation at 5. We have to start those intervention plans at 8, where it used to be 10 as well. So some of those thresholds have changed to try to head off some of the attendance
So is
issues.
there any teeth in there for the parent?
No, I hope with the new legislation with the youth court and what they're trying to do with the youth, they'll have some teeth in it, because right now, they're supposed to be, Mr. Pratt, and I'm sorry for not directly answering your question, that part has not changed on our end on what we can do. We
So
report
if a
to the
student
courts.
is habitually absent 20 days, what happens?
We report it to the courts. They are supposed to bring them in and
Do they? Have we reported them like this year? Have we reported anyone this year?
yes, but I don't know.
So
But it was
locally,
longer this year, I mean,
Yes.
last year than
It was
this.
12, I think it was 12 last year.
Lo-
And I don't know if the courts followed up with it.
Do
Because we had some
they don't tell,
kids-
do they let us know?
No, sir. Because we had some kids who, and here's the toughest part about it, it's in the early grades where it really hurts us, because they'll bring them after reading time is finished. In kindergarten, first grade, we have some significant chronically absent issues.
If I just had the ear of a legislator, I would ask that they help give us some teeth to where, school districts are held responsible for the performance of the students. And if there's no teeth to make them come, I personally like to if your child is habitually absent and you don't have a legitimate reason, but what you're explaining to me is if they explain a legitimate reason to y'all, you will consider excusing it. But if they are just letting Johnny stay at home because Johnny doesn't want to come to school, and we're suffering because Johnny's test scores are down, and Johnny's suffering too, that might be contributing to delinquency of a minor. I'm just saying.
I agree. And we can't, there are things we can do in the older grades, but you can't penalize a kindergartner or first grader because their parent doesn't bring them to school.
Oh, I don't want to penalize them. I want to penalize the parents.
Parents, I know.
Because Johnny can't drive, Johnny can't drive himself to elementary school. And even the high school, you need to be, we have a role to play in educating these children.
Yep.
Parents have a role to play in raising their children, and getting them to school is their obligation, and they need to be held accountable.
And please make note that with charter schools, they are not under the same regulations as public, private or parochial.
okay,
Go
board,
ahead, Mr. Graham.
sorry. 2 more changes in the handbook. Bus discipline, we have revamped this policy. Previously, we basically had a 9-step process for bus discipline. We have shrunk that down to 5. So a student gets a warning, and then they get a written warning and communication to parents. After that is a 5-day suspension off the bus. Then a 10-day suspension, and then you're off of the bus for the remainder of the school year. We're doing this in the name of safety. A bus is actually considered a classroom, where the students are supposed to behave in the bus just like they behave in the classroom. And so we're trying to make sure they get to school safely, that they get home safely, and that there are minimal distractions for our bus drivers in doing so. We have a campaign that information will be going out to parents to make sure they understand that. But we basically cut that process in half from what it previously was. The last kind of major thing that we did was we updated our cell phone electronic device policy. We have put some more teeth in this, the consequences. First of all, we are saying that students are allowed to bring a cell phone to school, but once they walk in the door, it needs to be turned off and put away until they walk out the door. The campaign that we're pushing forward now Now, this is all to benefit our kiddos. They need time away from cell phones. You know, used to, things happened in the school day or even on the weekend. It happened in isolation. You come back the next day, everybody's fine. Our kids are on devices for hours after they leave us, and then they bring that stuff to school with them. It is hard for our teachers to compete with the consistency of a cell phone. You know, I've seen where people have done studies of the messages that kids get within an hour. Sometimes they'll get 70 to 100 different interruptions on their cell phone, and if that's sitting in their pocket, they're not worried about what Shakespeare lesson they're getting in English 3. They're worried about what is buzzing in their pocket. And so we're doing this so that students can give the classroom an undivided attention. And they deserve that. Kids don't need to have to worry about what's going on in the background. They need to be focused on their friends, on their lessons as well. And so some of what we've done is that we have ratcheted up some of the violations as well. If it gets to where they have a cell phone has had to be turned into office to a 5th time, they would come before the district discipline committee to determine whether or not they remain at the school. We're trying to do this to create a better learning environment for our students, but also to give them time together where they're focused on each other and not what's happening outside of the school.
So if a teacher has a valid educational reason and wants to allow the student to use that phone, are they allowed to?
Absolutely.
Okay. If a student has a medical reason, like they monitor their glucose level, they're allowed to use it?
Yes, bring us the documentation, and most of those students already have that documentation on file, and we'll allow them to keep that.
So really, I saw a lot of people on social media get all upset about it, and really nothing's changed, because last year, if a teacher didn't want a cell phone in the room, she or he could say, my classroom rule is no cell phone.
Correct.
We're now just saying, so by default last year, they were allowed unless the teacher said they're not.
Correct.
Now we're basically just saying they're not allowed during the day,
Right.
from here to here, unless your teacher allows them for some educational purpose in the classroom.
Correct. Correct. And so they keep it off. And I know that especially like at the high schools, I have a 16-year-old. I like to know when he is leaving the school. We live about 6 minutes from the school. So if he's not here in 6 minutes, I know I need to call him and figure out what's going on. They can still do that. Get it out, end of the day, Mom, I'm coming home. You know, we're on the bus going to the basketball game.
But if something is so critical for a parent to communicate with their child, they can call the office.
They
I'm
absolutely.
gonna tell you, in 1987, when my mama called the office, she could get a hold of me. And so, you know, there are ways to still give it. If you have something that's important enough to send a message to your child, either we'll get it to them when they get at the end of the day, or you can call the office and we'll hand deliver a handwritten note. I know people don't realize we can write a handwritten note, but we will write a message out for that student, or bring them to the office and have them call home, whatever they need to do. But it's not like you're not going to hear from your child all day
Yes.
if it's appropriate. So,
Right. Yes. All right. So that kind of a highlight of our major changes.
Y'all
in the
just stirring the
handbook.
pot up, I'm telling you.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I got a few things I'll run through real quick, board members. We completed our ESSA audit. You know, we got $20 million of ESSA money. I want to thank Ms. Hills, I think Cassandra Lewis was here, and Ms. Hughes. Out of $20 million in that audit, we overspent $11.43. So all of the money, which means we had some good bookkeeping. We used the money the way the federal government told us to use it. We sent them back $11.43 from district. A lot of that was the district will pay for it and then we reimburse it. So we're clear on ESSA, and our team did a great job of monitoring that. Also, I just a quick federal update so you all know what's going on and what we need to be watching. I'm on the governing board for our National Superintendent Association. They pay for us to come up and lobby our legislators. We met with Officer Wicker's office and forget the gentleman's name from this area, gosh dog it, he'd have to ask you about him, Briggs. Yes, sir. Michael Guest, yes, Michael Guest. So anyway, the federal government is proposing to cut Title 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is a significant amount of money for us if they do that. The House's proposal cuts it. The president's proposal cuts it. The Senate has not made a proposal. They're also E-rate, which is how we get our internet, how we buy devices. That's $700,000 a year that we get from the feds that the FCC chairman is trying to sunset, I think is the term they use in government. So they're trying to end that. Child nutrition, there will be new child nutrition regulations come out, which will make getting food together more expensive. However, they reduced the reimbursement rate this year. And SPED, they're supposed to cover 40% of the cost for SPED. Last year was only 13% that they send for SPED. So we monitor that. They have provided all of the SPED funding for this year. That's good, but we don't know on those other things how that will impact us.
So the requirements haven't changed. So they also determine the requirements.
Correct, yes, sir.
So we still have to do everything we were doing.
Correct, yes, sir.
That they told us to do, but now we're doing it with less money.
Yes, sir, correct.
Unfunded mandate, I think that's what you call it.
Yes, sir. So, we're there with superintendents from across the nation. Everybody's facing the same challenge: chronic absenteeism, rising costs, having to increase taxes in their local community, teacher shortage. I left depressed. I didn't want to go back. But it's when all 50 states are facing the same challenge, it's tough. So we'll be continuing to monitor that and making sure we watch our budget because we don't know where they're going to cut us. I want to thank Senator Hobson, Representative Ford, and Representative Denton. We got $500,000 for our CTE program for PATH to do renovations at the campus over there. We were part of, I think it was 19 districts, Briggs, I think y'all gave it. I can't remember, it was several districts, but we got money to renovate that campus over there for our kids. And that's good. We also have a meeting on September 17th with Amazon with more funds to renovate and add to our CTE program over there. So Amazon is giving back already. And we are working on Senate Bill 2294 was the adolescent literacy and math. They also include civics in there. We have to start teaching in 6th and 8th grade in 27, 28, I think it is. We have to teach financial literacy beginning in junior high, and computer science requirements have changed, but that's on down the line. The only issue that we're having right now is it requires testing of our 4th through 8th graders. Well, we already give them 3 diagnostic tests. We give them 3 benchmarks. They take a bunch of state tests, and now we have added 3 more tests to them. So we will try and get together and see what we're going to eliminate. Some of those we cannot eliminate. So we will be working through that. The EEF situation, they changed to an online platform. It was not the legislators' issue. It was an MDE issue rolling it out to us. I watched the State Board of Education meeting and they came up, I know some of our local vendors who we try and support, they don't accept or they're not in the vendor list for this national company, but there is a process for getting them there. We're going to talk with our principals so they can tell the teachers. So if it's a local vendor that they want to use that EEF money with, then they can do that. So we're going to get that out as quick as possible. Our teachers, we still have 43 teacher vacancies, 8 SPED, and 35 classroom vacancies as of today, which, like I said, most districts are facing a critical teacher shortage right now. That's all I have.
I have a question about EEF.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if it's true, so you hear all kinds of things. I was told that for that EEF money that even Walmart was not approved.
Correct, yes, sir. And she explained it today, Mr. Pratt, about that process.
But if it's a legitimate if you want to buy paper for your classroom to put in your printer and they sell it at Walmart, you can't buy it.
Not right now. There's a reimbursement process.
But are they looking to add Walmart?
Yes, sir, they are. Yes, sir. One of the State Board of Education members pushed her, that is a priority.
So what about other than local vendors, there was also fine arts. I think fine arts had some
They
things.
addressed that
So
today.
like music companies that make music.
Pepper and all that,
Yeah,
yes.
so, okay.
Yep, they addressed all that today about, teachers use all kinds of materials, cookie sheets, because you can put the magnets on there and help kids. I mean, they were blocking everything, but all of that was addressed today.
Okay.
She
They,
talked
uh,
about 30 minutes, so, and we are transitioning to the software. Our finance team has been working really, really hard. Of course, in any transition, there's gonna be some issues, but they are moving pretty quick. I'm sorry.
The 43 teacher vacancies, what's the consequences to us?
We may have a few more kids in classrooms than we typically have. We try not to overcrowd classrooms, especially in our early grades, but I'll tell you what's happened. As our principals have hired, we've had teachers leave us. So I'm saying, I just want to get away from education for a while. We hired a teacher at a school, turned around, another one left. So that's been happening, but we may in those earlier grades, instead of having 15, 16, it may be 22, 23, which is, there's a lot of educational benefit to having smaller classrooms in your early grades. And we have a few with that many, but we're probably gonna end up with some with 26, 27.
But all of our children are going to be educated.
They will be educated, and here's the other part of that, is if we need to, we will hire a teacher assistant to come in and support that teacher if there are too many kids in the classroom.
Mr. Superintendent, as you talked about testing, I'll say this, and we'll accept your report.
Yes, sir.
As everyone knows that my mom was a librarian for 50 years, and I read the Los Angeles Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and the New Yorker, and what they said about Mississippi, they call it the Mississippi miracle. But the way they started off with the poorest state in America had the Mississippi miracle. Why didn't it just say that Mississippi did well, but they had to emphasize we're the poorest state in America? So it is crazy, but the testing that we're doing obviously is working, and everyone wants to know how we're doing it. We're gonna keep it a secret right now. No, I'm just kidding. But I just want to let you know, they all are wondering how Mississippi did what they did from the bottom all the way.
Can I tell you?
We went up.
Because no one wants to hear this.
Go ahead.
Briggs is going to have to plug his ears. I think the ESSER funds had a lot to do with it. We've spent, to recover from COVID, we have been provided millions of dollars from the federal government that was only to be used for specific things to remediate the shortcomings of students that had fallen behind for not being in the classroom. And our test scores went up everywhere. Some of it can be attributed to our reading gate, I'm not going to lie, but I would say that with the millions of dollars our district received in ESSER funds that was spent on reading coaches, after-school programs, and that money dried up last year.
Yes.
And I'm a forecast that your miracle is about to plateau.
Hope not. I had one more PSA if I
Yes, sir. Go
could.
ahead.
Student registration, we still have a significant amount of students, parents who have not registered their students. That is mandatory. They have to do it. It's stopping Ms. Taylor from getting her bus route squared away. It's not helping us to be able to track the meals. So parents, if you're out there and you're listening, please, please, please. The temptation say, I ain't too proud to
If you need
beg.
to register your child and are having difficulties, and I'm at Redwood, what do?
You can call central office, ask for Ms. Watts, call the principal. They know what to do there.
So
They have computers.
you can call the school or
Yes.
call the central.
Call the school first.
Okay.
They have computers if you need computer, but we desperately, please register your kids. And then also, one other thing, that we started a PATH program with Hines, and Dr. Brumfield emailed me about our kids, and we don't get enough credit. She said our kids showed up dressed, shook their hands, spoke well, spoke better than some people who come for professor positions at Hines that she's interviewed. She sent me a long email complimenting our kids from Vicksburg High and Warren Central High, and it was just absolutely amazing. I'll forward it to you because our kids don't always get the love and the credit they deserve. We have some awesome, awesome kids. Now I'm done, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. We're now down to F, which is the financial report.
Yes, sir. We have a new CFO, and I'll introduce her when we get to personnel. But board members, I will be presenting the financial report tonight. If you see our revenues for FY '26 for this month, we're down a little bit, and some of that can be attributed to the shortfall that we had to do with some late collections that were received from the county. Our expenditures this year, as you can see, were up to $10 million. That includes 2 months of payroll because we closed payroll out for August and June. We also had a significant amount of late invoices from a business that we do business with that you all approved that were from a previous fiscal year with Staffing Solutions. So that's the reason you see that that number as high as it is. You see our expenditures over revenue this month, and again, we reconciled 2 payrolls. So we pay the teachers out of their contract for August right there. And you see our fund balance.
Which you hold right there.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes,
On the
sir.
statement of revenue and expenditures here.
Yes, sir.
I was looking down here at the Juvenile Detention Center, where we're basically $53,000 in the hole. And I was curious as to why that's the case.
That is a reimbursement we get from the state because we do have one. There are other districts who contribute to that
Okay.
use it, so we should get that money back.
We should get that money
Yes, sir.
back.
And
Okay.
I'll follow up on that.
And then
JDC.
the school nurse, I know Essa used to help us with that, as Brian had alluded to earlier.
Yes, sir.
But it's showing us 73,000.
Let me check on that one, Mr. Sturgis. I
Okay.
don't want to tell you the wrong thing, so I
Okay.
can check on that one.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, and you see our fund balance is still healthy. We still have $29,917,341 in our fund balance, which is a 41.8%, which is still good.
And at what point will we close the fiscal year?
That final budget, final amended budget will be closed, I want to say next month, I'm sorry. So
Next
we have,
month, okay.
the final amended budget will be next month
Okay.
because we have to start preparing for FETS, which is where we upload our budget to MDE.
Are you ready for other questions?
Yes, I'm ready, yes, ma'am.
On the, and I know some of these questions, some of these issues that I'm going to bring up are probably a result
Yes.
of the
We have a new
moving over to a new system. However, we are required as a school board to have 5 reports, financial reports. And, well, first of all, I'll talk about the statement of revenues and statement of expenditures. This is this is a report that gives us not only the expenditures and revenues, it also tells us where we are against budget. The problem is with these reports, and again, I know it's because of I'm sure it's because of the changeover. We don't have the budget numbers in here on these 2 reports. So
Which one are you referring to?
Both
I'm
this-
looking at the statement of revenues and expenditures.
I'm looking, the individual, like the individual, 2 individual reports, statement of expenditures by fund.
All right, there we go.
If you look, the
Yeah, there's no
percentage
budget.
expended,
There's a revised budget. Is that what you're referring to?
no, you look at the original budget, there's no number there.
Is this the current status of expenditures by fund? Is that the one you're talking?
I'm looking at the statement of expenditures by fund, this
Okay.
report that looks just like this.
Yep, I'm looking at it.
If you look under original budget, there's no numbers there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a number in the revised budget, but never in the, yeah.
I don't think our revised budget for 11/20 is only $2 million. So,
No.
so
You know, I've always had a problem with this, because in the corporate world, you wouldn't do, so normally you would also have a report that has a rolling 12 months, so you could see what the previous, I mean,
and
if
maybe
we're
that's
6
what the-
months into the year,
Yeah,
we should have budgeted the month that we spend the money in. We always know the year's front-loaded. We have a lot of expenditures in the first couple of months as school gets started, and you put the most of your money in the budget in those months, so that we can look at a report
Yeah.
and tell whether you're, because really, there's really no way to tell if you're on budget, even if you have those numbers in there.
Yeah, so we can't, this doesn't fulfill the requirement of having a report for seeing where we stand against budget.
There are other reports in here that detail that, but whatever y'all want to do is at the
Okay, tell
pleasure
me
of the
which
board.
report it is, so, because I don't
can-
see one for budget.
Your cash flow statements,
The cash flow is just generic, so it doesn't
we
give,
do not have a CFO right now.
I understand.
No, we're not complaining.
No,
I
I mean,
just-
No one's complaining. I think we're just pointing out as we go move forward,
Yeah, I mean,
something to put on
as
the
a
list of
board
things.
member, we have to do diligence from the standpoint of, we realize that this report is not here. We realize, I didn't know if there's something
There's
else, some other
something
way that we
missing,
can.
and we have, well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I didn't know if there was some other way that we can rectify, and have the information. But we don't have that information right now. Based on looking at where we are with on some of the other reports, which is what you've given us here in these sheets, I have confidence that we are on target. It's just that we don't have the actual report. Do we know when we're going to be complete with the transition?
We are working in the new system now. The reports next month will look different.
Okay, great. So next month, we
Yes.
should have a set of reports
Yes.
that have all the information.
Not everybody can walk in and pull a report out of Munis. The main things that are on there, that need to be on there, are on there. Our consultant is not proficient in Munis, so she made sure, business manager for 28 years, she made sure what was on there, what needed to be on there, was on there.
Okay. The other comment that I had was on the statement of revenues and expenditures report.
Uh-huh.
The beginning balance here does not match the beginning balance on our cash flow. This is,
$30,972,888,
Yeah,
and then when I look at the,
it's 36 million.
hold on. 30 million right there. That's cash flow and statement of expenditures and revenues. And mine, I see $30,972,888 on the statement of revenues versus expenditures. And on the cash flow, mine says $30,972,888.54.
Let me see.
Oh, well, I'm just looking at what's in the system here.
Yeah.
It says cash, am I looking at the right one, cash flow statement?
Cash flow report, right there.
Is there
Yeah,
another?
beginning balance is, for June is 36,450,000.
No, you start July. July starts our fiscal year.
Oh, am I going the wrong way?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's still 30 million up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it-
okay, I understand.
Okay.
Thank you. That's the reason why I brought this up, so
Yes,
that we
ma'am.
could make sure that we're looking at apples and apples.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions?
That's all I had.
No, that's it. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
Well, we can ask some questions if you want.
Yeah, come on. I'll give you the best I can.
There's a missing period on page, no.
No. I'll
What
let
is-
you, on the 73,000, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
But
What-
to go back, I think as we move into the new system and our new person gets up to speed, I don't know that it's possible, but if there's a way to have a conversation about what we can get that's not a science project.
I know, it's gonna look different.
Yeah, because what normally you do is if you have a financial statement, you would have what you budgeted and what you've spent, but it would be also the year-to-date number, but it's not just taking your budget number and dividing by 12. You-
I know, I hated that part of it.
But you would be, so then if I look at August's monthly statement, you would be able to say year-to-date in August, it matches what we had budgeted year-to-date in August, not just the budgeted amount divided by 12.
I think Integrity does that, but they'll look different and more
Okay.
friendly to us.
But that requires us to budget by putting the budget where the money's gonna be spent.
Yes.
Not just saying, okay, for the year, this is what we're spending for utilities at Warren Central. It needs to match.
Yes.
The hot months need to be more, the cold months need to be less.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? What's the pleasure of the board for the financial
I make
report?
a motion to accept the financial report as presented.
There's a motion, is there a second? Second. Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Accounts payable,
Yes, sir. That's our AP claim document. I'd like to make a note for the minutes that Coach recused himself and has left the room.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on the claims docket? I'll do my best to answer.
Again, I'm sure it's a reporting issue
It is.
because it looks like things are not necessarily being charged to the right fund as indicated on this report.
Yes. There, I talked to the young man who ran the report. There are some reporting issues on that. They did come out of the correct fund, however.
Okay, and just for everybody, what I'm talking about, if you notice, starting on the bottom of page 2, everything is charged to 2110, according to over to about page 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, the rest of those, the merchants company should be 2211, so that's
So
supposed
that's
to be.
swapped?
Yeah, that's what I say, it was an error in running the report.
Okay.
Any other questions?
what is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to accept the claims docket.
It's a motion, is there a second? Moved and properly second.
Motion approved.
Approve the claims docket, excuse me.
Okay. To approve the claims docket. All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Senator Hobson, is this you or Dr. McGee?
That's Mr. Hobson.
Any other bids, Mr. Superintendent?
No, sir, that's all we received as a close of business today.
So you only have one, how many bids did you have? Oh,
First and only bid we have is from MJK Property. That's MJK Property. The amount of the bid is $6,440. There is certified funds, about $644. And this bid appears to be in order.
6,000, how much?
$6,440.
And this is for what piece? This is for section 16, township 17, range 6?
Is that
Kings Point, right?
Kings
Yeah,
Point?
Kings Point, okay.
16, 17, 3. Approximately 644 acres.
Yeah. What was the previous year lease amount?
Previous year's lease amount, I think it's the same amount, 640. 6440. It was right around there, 6,000. It was in the original bid when they went out, when it rebid this time, there was no minimum bid put in. This is the one that was the last month,
Okay.
or maybe that
2 months ago, yes, sir.
And how many acres is that?
600 and
43 and almost 644,
Yeah.
643.90.
92, I think it is, yeah.
643.92, so right at 644 acres.
Can't calculate today. I gotta take my shoe off, hold on. That's roughly $10 an acre, is that
Yeah.
is that normal for,
Based off of, if I may, Mr. Attorney, based off the last bids we received, board members, that's a good piece of property. I think we can get more than $10 an acre. Matter of fact, I think some of our others are going for a minimum of 12 in some areas that's not as good as that property is. And several years ago, when Secretary of State Holzman took over, he kind of charged us with maximizing what we get for our 16th section land. So considering our last bids, I think you all might want to think about this. I think we could get more for that property. And this, that's just my recommendation to you all to reconsider, especially with some of the bids we had the last time, which were significantly higher than what you got this time.
and you did, in running the advertisements in the paper, how long did it run in the paper?
I forget, I think we went an extra, I think it was 3 weeks we ran it in the paper instead of the 2 that's required. We're trying to go above whatever is required now, but, I mean, you had some bids last time that was $19 an acre. As a former 16th section land person in Starkville, I would suggest that you think about rebidding it or allowing me to negotiate possibly with some potentially higher bidders.
Is that
Or
what's
setting a
allowed,
minimum
what's
bid.
allowed by law?
You really have 4 options tonight. 1, accept the bid. 2, re-advertise. 3, authorize the superintendent to negotiate privately with private people to be interested. And 4, I guess, is take it under advisement, but you end up coming back to one of those 3. The current leaseholder does have the right to match whatever bid, whether it's, obviously, I think MJK is the current leaseholder in this, so if you accept it, so if you re-advertise, you put it up on 1 to see if any higher bidders come. And again, MJK has the right to match it. If you go private auction, the law allows you to, the superintendent to seek bidders on the property have to be higher than this bid, but if you get a bid that's higher than that, then he then says, all right, this is max. He contacts the current leaseholder and says, are you willing to match this amount?
Can I speak a minute?
No, sir, it's the board's meeting, no, sir.
I want to explain what he's talking about. You people don't know what, I don't think you people have any idea what this section's all about.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt.
Y'all gonna operate in ignorance.
What is the pleasure of the board at this time? Do we want to authorize the superintendent with the private auction? Do we want to table it? Do we want to accept it? What $6,000 bid that's out there?
What was the fourth what were you talking about,
100,000.
taken under advisement?
Well, you're going to end up being back to one of the 3.
Yeah, you just postpone it.
It's really 3. I just was thinking real quickly off the top of my head, I've done probably thousands of these 16 section leases every year. You're basically left with those 3 options. Just taking an advisement was, if you negotiate, the law allows you to take in the executive session anything dealing with the sale, lease, or negotiations on 16 section properties. But you're going to end up being back to one of those 3. Accept the bid, go with a re-advertisement, authorize superintendent to re-advertise, or authorize the superintendent to seek out privately a contract with someone else. Again, the current leaseholder has the right to match it, so it's not as though that right is removed from the current leaseholder. It just allows him, if you go that route, to seek higher bids.
But if we do take it under advisement, it does allow us additional opportunity to get
No.
more information.
If we take it under advisement, we're just not making a decision
You just
today.
not make a decision right now.
So if you want to get other opportunities, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to authorize the superintendent to privately negotiate or auction, and still allowing the current holder to match that rate, or you accept. It's really postpone it and make one of these choices in next board meeting, or we accept, or we authorize the superintendent to do a private auction.
Mr. President?
Well, no, it's not, it's postponement and gain more information in the meantime on exactly what each of these things mean. Where we can go from there.
But we're still going to, at the next board meeting, have those same three options. So what's information are we going to gain? I guess my question.
I would like to know more information as far as which one of these three may be more beneficial, because we, first time we bid it, we had these humongous bids. Now we're at 6,400. What happened? What happened between there so that we can understand which option we can take better? Which option, rather than just say, okay,
So how is, I guess my question is, what is the superintendent going to, how is he going to find that answer out? I don't know how, is he supposed to, I'm asking just, is he supposed to talk to the people that bid on it last time and ask why they didn't bid on it, or are they supposed to, because that's negotiating for, you follow what I'm trying to figure out what he's going to, how he's going to answer your question, I guess is my question.
I'm assuming that he will go and get some information that, find out what happened. Why did we get this, so that then he can recommend one of these options to us.
I think, and Breeze, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I find people in that process, Ms. Patterson, I think if you all give me that authority to negotiate in that process, if I find somebody who is willing to say, hey, here's my bid, I can bring you all back to bid. We still give the current leaseholder the opportunity to match that higher bid.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
Does that make, I think you can, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, I can go find the last, I think we had 4 bids last time, Briggs, if I'm remembering correctly, the first time, I think it was 4. I've been trying, I will find those other 3 and say, hey, here is where we are.
Yeah, about 6 bids last.
6, I'm sorry, okay. Thank you.
In the meantime, if you authorize the superintendent to negotiate or find other bidders, are we required to renotice or republish
No.
it? Okay.
That's why I said those two, I mean, that's a choice you gotta make if you're going that route. If you're not accepting tonight, you're gonna have a choice to either re-advertise and open them up at next month's meeting, or authorize the superintendent to
Make the motion.
negotiate through a private contract.
So let me throw something out there. He's gonna go out there and nobody wants to pay more than this. We come back next board meeting and he couldn't find anybody. Can we then accept this bid, or is this bid dead? Are we rejecting this bid by
Well,
doing
no,
that?
you're right, you reject the bid at that point. You do reject the bid and authorize them to go forward. That is correct.
So that's, yeah, I would like to leave our options open
But
not
if that were the
necessarily him
case, he
negotiate.
could technically contact the current person who bid this and say, hey, if you're willing to pay the 6,400,
That's right.
then
The next meeting.
it'd be at the next meeting.
Technically reject it, but that person, if they're willing, if the current leaseholders, I think, are here, if they're willing to bid the same amount, then you move forward.
And when is this lease end? End in July?
Yes, I think that one ended in,
It's normally ended, I think, June 30th,
Yeah.
so it's July 1. Of course, you're past July 1 now, so we can start. It would be like basically all of my fishing leases, although some of those end in May, but most of them end in June 30th. You do five-
Would
you do
we
5
have,
years.
would we have to, so if this bid, if someone bids an amount, is that bid prorated because it's not 12 months, or is this, okay. You'll make a motion?
Coach?
I'd like to make a motion that, we put the, superintendent in on to check, to do with the bid, to.
The private auction.
The private auction, and bring it back to us. What's found out, which is the best.
There's a motion on the floor to allow the superintendent to go through the private auction. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any other questions?
Is this motion, can I ask a question on the motion?
Please.
So in essence, this motion is to reject the current bid
Yes.
and to authorize the superintendent to
Try to find.
conduct a private auction and bring us back
Yes,
something
if
next
you're,
week.
if you're doing that, yeah, that needs to be in the motion.
Okay.
You are rejecting.
So when you bring back and you approach people and they come back and you come back with a $5,000, that's most
No,
anybody.
it won't be 5,000.
You come back, because I don't know why we're back to 6,000, but myself, but 5,000 is what you come back with.
It won't,
Are we committed then to whatever he comes back with? Like whatever value he comes back with? Like if he comes back and he says 5,000 is the most,
It has to be higher than this bid.
it has to be higher.
If he can't come back with a lower
lower bid. that's
Okay,
bid, by law,
No, it won't be.
it's gotta be in excess of the current bid, not just match it, but in excess of it.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Like sign?
Nay.
Motion carries.
Mr. President, can we table F4,
F4?
please, to the next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, F4, yes, sir. The 16th section funds transfer, you
Yes,
all
sir.
didn't receive that in time enough to review it. So if we could table that one to the next meeting that we have.
Would somebody please make a motion to
Make a
table
motion to table
F4?
F4.
It's a motion.
Second.
Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. We're now down to the loan resolution.
Yes, that is the shortfall note, and you have all the bids in there that we received. And we will need to approve this and approve the minutes on July the 28th at a special call meeting.
So are you saying in here that the total shortfall is how much now?
500, I've been numbered, $521,314, I'm sorry.
Okay. So can you talk about how that number is calculated, or are we short 521,000, or is that including the interest to pay back the?
No, the interest will be added in. The exact dollar amount in this resolution, good question, Mr. Pratt, is the $521,314 that were not collected on our behalf by the county. It was short of what our original request was. This note will be spread over 3 years, so it's not like the note is, that 521 is due in 1 year, so it's not as big of an impact.
So let me ask, so we all know that if Brian Pratt doesn't pay his taxes, that's what's happened here.
Correct, yes, sir.
Somebody, the tax revenue has not come in during our financial year. So Brian didn't pay his taxes.
Yes, sir.
Well, 2 months from now, Brian pays his taxes. So can we not get that money then to wait for 3 years to get it?
I
And
don't
pay off
know.
the note?
I'll ask Jim Young, we've got some other questions on our ad valorem.
Because we all know that somebody's gonna pay those taxes. I mean,
Exactly.
there-
Now,
all
we
the-
do get some, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ms. Pratt, there are some tax sales in September, I think it is, I can't remember, August, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you will see our September collections because they put that in and contributed towards this year's request. So you'll see that September number, it'll be a little higher than the August and the July, August, and all those until the big checks come in.
Okay.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, if you can clarify that. The other one is, and this is totally, I hate to jump to another subject, but it's related to getting paid for the county, is that we did have a judgment at one time for a case that the county was being repaid for something that had been taken. Do you remember that? We'll talk about it. There was a judgment of some money that was missing, and we were gonna get, it was money, some of that money was also money that would have gone to the school district. Do you remember? Okay.
And it's probably one of those fiscal years where we didn't get what we were supposed to.
Well, I'm just trying to, because all this can get confusing. My question is, I'm assuming that we're not getting, so in August, we won't get any of this money if it comes in. We'll only get, right,
We'll get to 521.
we'll get it because someone's gonna write us a check.
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay, but when the county collects that, to me, to save interest, could the county not pay it? Pay it?
No, they have to pay it to us and then we pay the.
Well, that's fine, but can we take that money and pay it, so pay less interest? I mean, because it's all taxpayer money.
I have to ask. I
mean-
think this will be considered debt service now. So it'll go, it's in that special collection. I don't know if you can do that out of ad valorem. I'll ask Jim.
Well, I mean, if it's last year's tax money and it's finally collected, it's part of this 500,000, I'd like to be able to write a check and pay it off, so I'm not paying interest on it.
I'll ask.
Because it's taxpayer money that's paying the.
I know it. I don't think that's how the law is written. When I read it, I think it has to be done this way. But I'll ask. I'm going to ask that question.
The other way is I would love for the law to be changed, because technically, if we could borrow it from ourselves, like we do when we have other issues, we could borrow it from ourselves and get repaid for it. We could pay ourselves interest, not the bank. But we're required to do it this way because that's the way the law is written.
Yes, sir. I
I'll get
will
up with
ask. I'll have that answer for you hopefully tomorrow.
So you need us to approve,
Yes, F5,
The resolution for the short.
the resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve the shortfall loan resolution in the amount of $521,314.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any other questions?
So this is just approving the resolution for the shortfall. This is not
Correct.
approving the bids.
No, it's proving the bids. That's all in the
Okay,
resolution.
Let me see who,
Trustmark 5.75, I think is the rate we got. Let me go back and look. I think it's 5.75.
Yeah, I was trying
looking
to
here.
see who all we have bids from. I see Trustmark.
Yeah, Trustmark, we had Oxford Bank, we had River Hills Bank, we had Guarantee Bank, and I think that's it. I sent you all a list of all of the local banks that it was sent to.
So Trustmark was 5.75.
Yes, ma'am. I think, hold on, let me make sure. I'm gonna tell you the wrong number. Yeah, 5.75, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I can't tell what 6.13%
Yeah, and
interest. Who was,
somebody
oh,
was-
Oxford, there's, see.
And somebody was 6.2, and somebody was 7.23, I think was the third. 7.32, I'm sorry.
That's Guaranty, okay. And so y'all are recommending Trustmark?
is there, going back to my other question, is there an early payment penalty?
I gotta ask that. I don't wanna, I'm good, Mr. Pratt, but I'm not
I
that
know.
good.
I just don't want to pay interest. I don't like paying for insurance, and I
I
don't like.
know,
I don't like paying
I'll ask Jim Young tomorrow.
So
So my motion is to approve the resolution with the acceptance of the 5.75% bid from Trustmark Bank.
And is that with no early penalties, or does it
Well, I don't think
regardless?
if we didn't require it I don't know that we can require, we'd have to go rebid it. If we didn't require it as part of the RFP.
Yeah.
Okay,
If it is what it is at this point.
Yeah. There are some of our debt we can do that, but I'm not,
okay.
I don't want to tell you the wrong thing.
Okay.
Okay?
I just wanted to make sure what we were
Yes,
approving.
ma'am. And I'll share that answer with all y'all tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. We're now down to project updates. Mr. Green?
Board, our softball, baseball, and paving project, Vicksburg High School, at the baseball field, they have removed the energy power cables. When I went by there Monday, the power pole was still there. We're working on getting that moved, and they are working on proof rolling. The dirt work was actually scheduled for today. Our softball fields, Vicksburg and Warren Central. Plumbing and electrical rough ends are complete. Footings have been excavated at VHS, and then continued electrical work. If you've been around to several of those schools, paving is progressing. They are trying diligently to get most of that work done before Monday. Warren Central High School, the paving is complete. We will work on striping areas later. Beechwood, the same thing, going around to transportation, paving is complete. Bomar, milling, they finished that yesterday, and paving will start. They were at Vicksburg High School today. As soon as Vicksburg High School is finished on the Confederate side, they will move on to Bomar. Vicksburg High School, they were paving there today. And then our patching and striping at Redwood, Dana VIS, and Sherman WCI. We have had to maneuver some of that schedule. Because of the weather delays early in the summer, we had to reprioritize things. So Warren Central, Beechwood, Vicksburg High, and Bomar got moved up. And so we will work around school schedules now for the patching and striping at those schools. So we'll try to do it on some weekends, some holidays. And then the bigger schools, Dana VIS, Sherman, and WCI, those parking lots are big enough that we can isolate some of the teachers parking in one area to let them work, and then move them over when that's finished. And we'll work on that schedule pretty soon.
So I just gone by Vicksburg High on the Confederate side, and it looked like the blacktop was there. Will the stripings be done before the 31st?
There's a 14-day cure period yes, before we can paint on that. So 14 days from there, we'll work on timeline and schedule that out and coordinate that with the school.
And they're using thermoplast.
Yes, sir.
Which is supposed to last a lot longer, so that's why it's important for it
It's
to
like a
cure.
plastic tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It melts, into.
Yeah, yeah.
Will the buses be able to drive on it on the 31st?
We should, but we're going to try to keep traffic down to a minimum. But it has to, the curing for the warranty phase of it has to be 14 days. We discussed that at a meeting last week, and we just said, okay, we don't want to mess anything up that later we may have to pay for. So we're going to work on the striping. But the traffic, I mean, the day after Warren Central was finished, people were driving on it.
So it's okay to drive on it, it's just not okay
Yes.
to paint it, or
Correct.
stripe it?
Correct.
So the warranting of the striping is what you're referring to, not
Yes.
the warranting of the pavement.
Correct.
So bus driving on it's okay.
That's what
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Because
the
buses have
warranty,
already been driving on the new part of Beechwood and transportation.
so it doesn't affect our warranty?
Should not, no, sir.
Okay, please check that. Okay, because if not, they'll be stopping in the middle of the street dropping kids off.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about the grass cutting later. Okay.
I know we tabled F4, but under the project heading, can we talk about the projects that were on the list?
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I would like
Yes.
to understand what these projects are.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely.
Let me go back to F4, all right.
You know,
Yes.
I don't, not how to fund it, but what are these projects?
Yes, so we've got some fencing at Redwood. We had a issue last year, and, you know, we've got that's replacing that whole fence back there. Bovina, I forgot what the fence was. We put the wall up. This will be a 8-foot fence that'll go all the way down to help for security. Warrenton, I forgot what that one was, Mr.
So, you know, we took down part of that fencing around the playground,
That's right.
and so we're putting that back up.
Mr. Green, you want to talk about the
Yeah, I
washouts?
can.
The
So-
washouts at VIS?
Yes, we have a couple of washouts, one at VIS that we've been fighting with for a while now. It's away from the school. It is somewhat near the play area. The school's done a really good job of isolating that and not allowing kids to go in there. But it's going to be some significant work that's going to need to be done as well
Which school is that?
at VIS on their playground side. Yes, yes, yes. We also have a significant washout where a culvert has washed out under the road that's in between Beechwood and Transportation. And it is right up next to the new paving. And so it has done that in recent months with some of the heavy rain at the beginning of the summer. And so we need to address that and address that fairly quickly. Painting interior of Vicksburg Junior High and Warren Central Junior High and the exterior as well. Security doors, if you've been into Dana Road and Sherman Avenue, when you come into their foyer area, it's kind of wide open. So we are wanting to put some security doors up there that funnels you into the front office.
So you can't just go down.
Correct. And then, this is a typo here, but we're looking at replacing the gym floor at Bomar. And I actually had a meeting with the Department of Archives and History today and walked that facility. And so there's some potential for some reimbursement in that project.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Green, on the baseball of Vicksburg High, you'd mentioned about the Entergy thing. When you say the proof roll of the foundation dirt work, is that where they're going to put a new bathroom and all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's for the concession stand bathroom facility.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was supposed to start today?
Yes, sir. They were actually, so our project manager, Mr. Troy Stokes, and we met with Department of Archives at 8:30 at Bomar, walked that facility for about an hour, and then he was going over to Vicksburg High to be a part of that process.
Because I hadn't seen anything rolling over there. That's why I was wondering. Okay. Ms. Patterson, do you have anything else?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Green, you have anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We're now down to H. Are there any items to be pulled?
Yeah, let me check here too. We need
Okay.
to, we have H1, I1, I need to get to J. Let's see here. We need to pull J3,
J3.
J6, J7, and J9. Trying to make sure we got, that includes the one I have to
Yeah,
leave.
you have to, yes, I'll just make
Just
sure.
making sure.
Yeah.
And that's it. Let's see, I'll repeat. H1, I1, J3, J6, J7, J9. Were there any other ones to pull? Did anyone have?
That's it. I just want to make sure we got the right.
H25.
H25.
J4 and J8, same, I think that's the same
Yeah, it is.
document. So pull J8, when you get to that, you can just.
J,
J8. Is it J8 or H?
1825.
It's J8. Okay, so let me go over this again. H1, H25, I1, J3, J6, J7, J8, J9.
That's right.
Did I get it right?
Okay,
Okay, that's my motion.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. If you, of course, I have my page 148, but on the contract
Is this H1?
for, it may have been changed on you all's schedule, but the contract for great results renewal, if you'll go to it, and it says here that the vendor would be the 24th day of July 2026, but it will be completed
By
on
June.
June, the 30th day of June of 2026.
I have some cats at my house that are into time travel. They appear in two rooms at the same time.
Is that what it
It's on the
is?
contract.
Okay, so is
It
June,
needs to
has
be
June 2026?
No,
It
it's
should,
supposed to be 2027, you're right.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we get that corrected,
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have. That's all I have. on
make a
that.
motion to approve H1 with the correction
June of 27.
of June of 27.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Mr. Joe second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
H25.
We're at H25.
Doc, you want to explain that one?
That's mine, yeah, I just.
Oh, okay. Damn, I think-
Dr. McGee explained that to me earlier, but just wanted you to be aware that the addendum's not attached, but the recommendation says that it will be, the addendum will be signed subject to the, which is unusual, we don't normally do it that way, but that they would sign the addendum if it's approved by the board.
Okay, so if we approve it, we need to approve this pursuant there being a signed addendum attached.
Yeah, or that, the motion be stated as it's stated in your agenda item summary. Because it says it in there, it just, normally the addendums are attached to it, but this one's not. Y'all follow?
Yeah, motion to. Clever.
So the motion would be exactly to approve it pending the signing of the district addendum.
I make a motion to approve H25 pending the signing of the district addendum.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. We're now down to, are we in the J's now?
Doing I1.
I-1?
Yeah, I just had a question. I know it says that this is to pay for entry fees, transportation and meals. How are they being transported? Are they going by bus?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just used to seeing the bus form, because that's
Yeah, I
the
don't
way
see
that they notify transportation, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this the form you're talking about? I know we attached this one.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. You've been on the road, Ms. Patterson.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
He answered
You
my
good?
question.
Okay, you gonna make a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve I-1.
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Where are we now?
J3.
J3.
Wait a second, let me get there. Is that mine?
I think it is. I can't.
Gotta make sure there's no one on here too.
Yeah, I thought we had done that one already.
Personnel addendum.
Ms. Patterson, but I could be wrong. Hold
That's
on.
the personnel addendum.
Yeah, yes, sir. Make
Oh,
sure
okay,
the
yeah,
nurse.
I had a question. on here.
I don't think the nurse's position is on there, so.
This is the J3, the personnel agenda. I had a question on item 1, it talks about resignations under the attachment, and it says decline position on several of these individuals. What does that mean?
Doc, I can explain this if you want.
Okay.
We offer people positions, and in the process of you all approving them, they'll go to another district and take a job.
So by the
we
time
offer
we
them a job. Yeah, by the time, and that, within a week, they'll say, hey, I got a job over here, and they'll decline the position, so.
So we had 1, 2,
So this
3,
person,
4,
this
5,
This
6,
person here, the second one,
7, 8 people. Huh.
Yeah.
this person actually never really worked for the district then?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need to speed up our?
So do we need
We-
to?
Is there any
do we
way
need
to-
actually?
Yeah, we did, we talked
So
about
my
that.
question is, do we need to, you're not waiting on anything to fill this position because we haven't approved? My question is, if someone declines a position,
So by law, I can enter into contract for 30 days with an employee until you all approve them.
you're saying we approved this person to hire this?
We were going to, and in between that time, we've had to change it to decline. So from the time the principal offered them the job and we got to the board meeting, they left and went somewhere else.
So my point is, do we actually have to approve?
You do eventually, but now what will happen from now, on, when the principal says, I want that person, they pass background check and all that, I'm gonna sign off on the contract, we're gonna do everything right then, and then within 30 days, you all still have to approve them.
No, my point is this, if you have an open position and you offer it to them and we haven't approved them yet, is what you're saying? Or you're saying we approved this person?
No, this person, we had not. They were on the agenda to be approved, and in time, we had to go back and change it because they left us. You know what I'm
Okay, but
saying?
you're not holding up
No,
hiring somebody else?
No, sir.
So my question is, why are we even approving it if they never took the job? Because the position's still open, they just didn't accept it. Does that make sense?
yeah, but they were on there to be recommended.
Okay. So y'all just put
Yeah.
decline, they were on there to be recommended, y'all just changed it?
Yeah, we just changed it to decline, yeah.
That's fine. It's
Brian's
good
a little slow.
information. It's good information.
No, and I probably didn't do the best job of explaining it, but they were on there, so we just changing it.
They were on there originally to be approved,
Correct.
but in the meantime, they decided no.
Like within the last day.
You just didn't take them off completely.
Like within the last day or two.
But
So,
it's good information to see
Yeah, look how many there
how
were.
many there are. that-
1, 2, 3.
There's 8 of them, I counted them
Yeah,
while you were
yeah.
talking.
So now, we will start approving them. As soon as the principal say, I want to hire them, we gonna run with it.
Like a few of these, they have approved.
Oh, so, yeah, there was,
Y'all approved them last board meeting,
I forgot, thank you,
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Green, I knew,
brought them in to sign contracts,
yeah.
I'm not coming anymore. So some of these y'all did approve.
Okay.
Some of them are like.
Probably be safe than sorry if we did approve it, we knew that.
Item 3 on here, request to be released from the 2026-2027 contract. We had a couple of, it looks like we have a couple of individuals that signed, or teachers. Did they meet the requirements of the policy that we approved last week, or last month for, there's 4 reasons that we would accept a resignation?
I'm not, I only know
For
about
personal.
one of them, I can't remember. I don't,
I'm assuming that they met those,
Yeah,
or
one
else
of
we
them.
would not.
one of them did, I don't know, Doc may know.
Yeah, don't call it a name.
Yeah.
Some of them, Ms. Patterson, and I'll double check with, I can follow back up with this. A couple of them, no, they did not. They just said, I'm not coming back.
Meaning they're getting out, some of them getting out of education all
So,
together.
normally you can pull someone's
Yes,
license, but
yes.
if you, because they'd already signed a contract with us, correct? But if they're going away and not teaching anymore, what are you wasting your time for?
Yeah,
Well, one of the reasons here is acceptance of employment in another business or profession,
Correct.
provided a suitable replacement has been secured.
and I think one of those, we did get a replacement.
We did.
Yeah, I think that one, we got a replacement already.
Okay. I just don't know. we need to make sure that we're following the policy. And if we as a board approve this and they didn't follow we didn't follow the 4 rules here,
Trust me, if they didn't, we'd be going after their
That
license.
license, yeah.
But are you saying we should put the reason, put one of those 4 reasons on here?
yeah, I think so, so that we know.
We should be using the 4 reasons in the policy.
Or, yeah. Just from the standpoint of what, I mean, we put it into the policy for a reason to be more specific. And I think it was to put more teeth into people just deciding to go get another job. And to me, I understand, to me, what this is saying is we value the people that are still here because the people that are here are having to pick up the extra load, or in some cases, they may have to move to a different school or something.
but it's
And so
also
we need to make
important-
sure
it's
that we say, hey, this isn't cool for people just to up and leave.
But it's also important, they've entered we're required to keep up our end of the contract. And our end of the contract is if we give you a contract for a year, that we have a position for you for that year. And for us to back out on it, or for them to back out on it, we need to hold, everyone needs to be able to.
Accountable.
Otherwise, you don't need to have a contract. What's the reason for a contract? I mean,
That's right. Okay. That's all my questions on that item.
So which one's that?
I'll
That's
make-
3?
Yeah.
J3?
What's the pleasure?
I make a motion that we accept J3.
Motion, moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
I second. Who seconded it?
Oh, I thought you did.
Oh, I did, I guess I will.
I thought I heard it. I'm not trying to be funny.
If I did, I did now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I second.
Okay. I did. I thought I heard it.
Did I second it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn my hearing aid down.
Well, I got mine off, so,
Okay. So it's been moved and properly seconded by Mr. Pratt. Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. We're down to
J6.
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 Now, is this one?
The organizational chart,
No, the organization chart was
No,
We
early.
approved that one already.
It's already been
This is-
approved.
okay.
This is job description.
On here, the SSO job description, and it's also the reason why I pulled the one for the salaries schedule, J7, because I don't know which one is correct. At the bottom of the job description for the salary schedule for the SSO, we say it should be CSS7. But if you go look at what's in J7 to approve for salary schedule, the SSO is under CS87. Unless my eyes are a kilter,
No,
they could be.
you're right. You're right.
Which one is that?
So I don't know which one is right.
She
So-
just looked like she just put it on the wrong line when she was adding it in. Yep.
Yes, sir.
You see where it is, Doctor?
So which one?
Which is right, the
C-
job description or the
This-
schedule?
this-
It's- Hold on, I'm getting there, Doc. It should be on, it should say CS87 or CS88, that we're approving for the SSOs and school resource officers.
This is for the.
So the job description, you're saying should say,
Yes, ma'am, so we need to correct the job description.
okay, and so the salary schedule is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So the job description should be updated to have CSS7 and 8?
Yes, sir, 'cause it depends
What's the
on the, well.
Number of years?
The SSO, if you take a look at where it says SSO, that's gonna be the CSS8 because they're only 180 days.
The
And
enforcement
SRS
officer.
The SROs are on a 240.
Okay, so it's CS88.
Yes, ma'am.
is the correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the job description needs to be updated. Okay.
Needs to be updated, yes.
I make a motion that we approve J6
There's a motion.
with the
Big change.
change on the salary schedule to CS 88
For the enforcement office.
for the school safety officer.
School safety,
Thank you,
okay.
campus enforcement officer.
Okay,
Thank you.
I second it.
There- There's a motion and a second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is approved.
J7, I think I have to leave.
Yes, correct.
J7?
But we also have J8. Let me see if I got to stay up for J8.
No, that's a
That's just-
MOU with
So
all.
it's only
four.
J7. Brian is leaving the room.
Please make a note that Mr. Pratt is leaving.
In the room.
Okay. Who pulled it? Oh, I guess Brian did, or somebody.
Yes, yeah, because he.
Okay, because he needed to leave. It's only because he has someone, by the way, just to know, reason why Mr. Pratt is leaving, he has someone that works for that's kin to him, that works for the district. What is the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion that we approve J7.
Second.
Moved and properly. Second, are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Mr. Pratt,
You'll grab him, Doc.
I think he went for that.
I know where he is. You know where he is. What's the next item we have to pull?
It's that duplicate.
Y'all need me to be here, don't you?
Yes.
Will you do J8?
Got some crumbs on your shirt. What is it, J8?
Yeah, it was the duplicate.
Oh, on the MOU?
Yes, sir, with Alcorn for student
So we want to
teachers.
table J8 or?
We need to delete that one, Briggs, or just,
Yeah, delete it, withdraw it.
Yeah, I make a motion to delete J8 from the agenda.
I'm gonna
As it's
vote
an-
against that.
As it's a duplicate item.
That's a
it's
duplicate item.
duplicate. We already did J4.
Okay. There's a motion to delete J8. Did I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second, and make note that Coach Stevens seconded the motion. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. That motion carries.
J9.
J9.
The only question I had on J9 was how many bus monitors do we have right now under the current process?
25.
Okay, so why are we going down to 15?
So we did an assessment of our routes to see which ones really needed a bus monitor on it, and we have downsized that amount.
So if we downsize right now under the contract, how does that compare, the numbers compare?
We're hiring our own.
Huh?
We're hiring our own.
So some of
No, I mean,
those.
part of the rationale here is that we spent $453,000 on 25 bus monitors,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and that it's only gonna cost us $216,000 for 15.
Correct.
So if we reduce that,
We still,
under the current process, I'm sorry,
we still had a hand up when you was talking. Okay, I apologize.
so if we reduce the current staffing model down to 15, what would that cost be, do we know?
That's what that cost is.
So
So-
the 453 is for 15?
No, ma'am. The 453 is what we spent last year for 25.
Uh-huh.
The $200,000 is what we're proposing to spend for 15 this year.
Okay. Under the current process?
When you
With
say
the-
current process, I don't
With
follow,
the-
Ms. Patterson.
With an outside vendor? With the
No, ma'am.
contractor?
That is with us. This is a proposal to bring them in to the district and be
Okay,
district
okay.
employees.
So what I'm saying is if we didn't bring them into the district this year, but we said, oh, because we went and did this analysis, we only need 15, what would our cost be with the
If we
current,
outsourced it, how many?
if we outsourced it?
It's going to be greater than 216,000. I'm not sure what that number is, Ms. Patterson.
So you're saying 1-to-1, it's cheaper for us to do this in-house than
Correct.
out of house. So we're saving for doing that, for bringing it in-house, we're saving. We're also having additional savings because we're reducing the number.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Make a motion to approve J9.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Moved and properly. Second. Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
Mr. Green, policies.
Yeah, you just thought you were doing it. Yeah. Good Lord.
All right. Yeah, so, Board, you have a bunch of policies this month. Most of those are for review because these are ones that went into effect July 1. So they will come before you for review this month and then to vote on next month. So you do have a few for action. The school calendar and the attendance, these were policies that were updated because of the attendance changes that went into law. So we are asking that y'all, they didn't come before y'all last month because I said that we didn't get trained on these until the day after last board meeting. So we would ask y'all to suspend your policy for having to sit for 2 meetings and approve. These are changes strictly per law.
So the only two that are that way is AEA and JBD?
Yes, and then EBH is on there, your school rental, facility rental. That kind of slipped up on us a little bit. We should have put that before y'all last month to review. And then if you wanted to update it, any of those numbers on there, we could update it this month ahead of the school year in case anybody wanted to rent one of our facilities. But we forgot to put that before y'all. So if you do want to make any changes, we can vote on that tonight. You would need to suspend your rules of your policy as well.
Are you recommending the change?
There are no changes. That is strictly up to y'all. We did not recommend any changes, but if y'all would like to change any of those fees, this would be your time to discuss those. What is presented in front of you is the same thing it was last year.
So notice in the fee rate schedule here, I guess this is more of a food service question. We actually allow them to use our kitchen?
No, they can rent the space, but as far as cooking in it, no, sir, we don't
So we
typically.
have it's broken down, we have one option for $90 to rent the cafeteria without a kitchen. We have another one on here for cafeteria with kitchen. What do you get with the kitchen?
Serving
Tables
lines.
and serving lines.
But as far as using any equipment, they cannot use the equipment.
Okay, you might want to specify that, because I mean, if I was renting the kitchen, I'm getting the kitchen for
wanna
$150, yeah. You might want to specify what that means. That would be my only recommendation.
Okay.
Since we're not changing the rates, can we just make that change and bring that one back?
We can. I can bring it back before you next month.
Let's see.
On policy AEA,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to go ahead and also change the site name, that blank.
Yes, ma'am. So when it comes to us from School Board Association, it's blank. So our current one like that has Vicksburg Warren School District. We will fix that when I'm updating it.
Okay.
Strictly the highlighted portion that was changed in law is the wording that I'll change in our current policy.
I make a motion to suspend the rule and approve our 30-day rule for policy changes to sit and to approve AEA with Ms. Patterson's correction and JBD, the attendance policy.
Did you add something to it too, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Okay.
That was EBH, and that's coming back.
We're gonna bring it
Yeah.
back to
Okay.
you.
I'll make that change and bring it back.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
K2, this is just for our Provision 2 program that we're doing with our schools this year for the meal program. We have to have evidence that that's been before y'all to review so that we can send that in to NDE.
It doesn't require any action, Mr.
It does not.
No
just-
action, just to say it came before the school board.
Yes, sir.
So we can say we accept it, or we don't
Y'all
need to approve
reviewed it. Y'all reviewed it.
I make
Yes, sir.
a motion.
Yeah, might want to make a motion to say that you've accepted or received the report, just in case.
I think the motion in there is accept
Okay.
on the document.
All right, well, I make a motion to accept the documents for the Vicksburg Warren School District participating in the Community Eligibility Program, CEP, and Provision 2 of the Federal Meal Reimbursement.
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
I don't see board members, I don't see Landon here, so I don't think we will have that. He was supposed to notify us by close of day if he wasn't going to make it. I didn't get anything, so I apologize for that. But since, if you all don't mind, since I have the floor, I would like to introduce our new CFO that you all just approved.
Well, do we need to accept this, or what do we do?
No, he needs to come and review that. You have to, and I'm sorry, he has to review that with you all. That's part of your duties.
So I make a motion, then we table that.
Okay, yes, sir.
There's a motion to table
Table,
K3.
K3.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr. Pratt.
Superintendent.
Now, I want to introduce our new CFO that you all just approved, is Ms. Christine Woodbury. Ms. Woodbury, if you want to say something, you can, or you don't have to if you don't want to.
She'll have plenty of time.
Yes, she will. Ms. Woodbury comes to us with 17 years' experience. She has worked at the Department of Revenue Services in Clinton for several years and worked at the Department of Medicaid. And I want to thank Briggs for not giving them a raise because we were able to get it because he was. So thank you, Mr. Attorney, for. Now, we're glad to have her on board. Her official date will be September the 8th. Until then, Ms. Hallowell will still be helping us out. And E and Ms. Baum have picked up a lot of extra duties in that meantime. So we're happy to have you on board, Ms. Woodbury, and we're looking forward to September the 8th. Mr. President, that's all we have.
I make a motion, we go into closed session to determine the agenda for executive session.
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Thank you.